Thank you for watching this YouTube video today. Today we'll be going over the Path of Exile expansion, Forsaken Masters, a new mini expansion brought to you by Grinding Gear Games, and basically what it entitles. There's a bunch of content that's been released. Basically, there's these like followers slash masters that are like level up as you do like daily quests for them, or as you do quests for them, and as they level up they gain more inventory space, they gain crafting benches, they gain all kinds of different things to improve your gameplay experience. And I just figured we could go over a little bit of that and see what's going on with it. We'll start with the beginning forum announcement and we'll move on from there. So let's switch to that real quick and we'll get going. Alright, so if you look here, there's the Path of Exile splash screen. When you go into Path of Exile, pretty much everything gets redirected to this eventually. And at this point, there are four masters being released. There's the Armor Master, there's the Master Assassin, the Lore Master, and the Master of Dead. It seems like all of these characters kind of like tie into a specific stat or tie into a specific way of play. And from what it sounds like, they're supposed to be there. You know, you're gonna have crafting benches with them. They also have specific dailies that they each want you to do, and not to mention, they all kind of look fairly different, and also they kind of show you what your hideout looks like. Like, if you pick one of these, they kind of depict what your hideout is going to look like in a way. I'm not sure if that's 100% true, but from what we've seen whenever they've done a preview video, that's what it's looked like. The other cool thing is from this screenshot and a lot of the videos about a lot of these characters, they're putting in a lot of different weapon models. I don't know if they're improving the current weapon models, or if these are new unique items that are coming in, or what, because I'm hoping they're just improving the weapon models, because if they improve the weapon models, oh, that's like probably one of the coolest things that they could do, is if they could improve the weapon models. Elsewise, I mean, the expansion looks great. There's going to be a hideout that you can customize. You're going to be able to get doodads and whatnot and throw them in there, position them how you want, place them, and that looks pretty cool. And it says that you can kind of use it as a guild hall. Not bad, not bad. And then there's going to be crafting benches. I don't know if I would consider this a replacement for exalting items, but it will be definitely different. I mean, if you can tell here, just even in the screenshot, I mean, we're going to pixelize this picture a little bit, but you'll kind of see what I mean. Even with just this picture, like 25 to 30 strength costs 3 elks. 55 to 64 maximum life costs 3 chaos. You know, those are lower level mods, of course, and I'm guessing as you level up the characters, those mods go up. So, you know, and I'm guessing the higher the level of the mod, the more pricey it's going to be. So, yeah, that's one thing to note. The other thing too is it looks like there's going to be new mods that you can get on items. I'm not entirely sure if it's just items that are used at the crafting bench, or if you can actually get these mods through exalting or rolling them on the item themselves. Because cast speed on gloves is probably something that's been needed for a long time. Although with the self-casting buffs, it's probably not as big of a deal as it used to be. But I mean, now it's just insult to injury, in my opinion. Like, getting extra cast speed on your gloves is just going to be ridiculous with all the buffs that self-casting is getting. But, you know, that it'll be cool, because it changes the meta, and it changes how everything is played in the game. And I'll go over that later. They're adding, you know, new skill gems, which sounds really cool. Tornado Shot, pierces and then fires arrows all in all directions. Sounds pretty cool. Herald of Ice and Herald of Ash sound like self buffs that are unlike auras in the sense that they can't be buffed by aura nodes and whatnot, but it sounds like they will help people, like they might have less reserve as far as how much mana they cost to reserve, so which is actually really good. I mean, maybe they have auras and whatnot, but I really doubt that it's going to be an aura type of deal. But, you know, I think Inner Focus is still going to work on it, and also there's the buff nodes, so should be interesting to see how that turns out. The new support gem, Generosity, in my opinion, you know, this gem's going to be really good for group play, but it's also going to be really good for summoners. Summoners are going to like this gem a lot because they don't care about elemental damage on their selves. Like they want to just buff their minions. So Generosity sounds like it could be really good. Although it's hard to say if Generosity only works on party members or if it would work on your minions as well. It should be interesting to see how Generosity exactly works. There's going to be 2 new challenge leagues. There's going to be Rampage and Beyond. From what we heard from Rampage, actually, if we look over here, they sent a spoiler list to MMORPG. Basically, from what I've gathered, they spoiled the new Katarina Master. She's kind of like the witch, so she's going to be specialized in spellcasting. Her dailies look like they were more of you animate corpses and then you take and grab those corpses and you bring them back to her. There's also another thing that said that you animate corpses and then you have to fight them. And some of the corpses will have like special mods on them, making them hard to bring back, like either increasing all the monsters around them as far as how much damage everything around them does. I mean, the monster looks like it fights for you when you reanimate it, but it'll like do all kinds of weird stuff, so it looks pretty awkward. And she looks awkward too. I mean, look at that. Just the most. But yeah, so far it's been looking pretty good. And let me try to get out of this. Seems really bad. Okay. And Rampage League, they spoiled this, and it sounds like basically it's a league about kill streaks. So that means the more you kill, the faster you kill, the faster you kill. Does that make any sense? So the more monsters you kill, you get a kill streak. Once you're at a certain kill streak, you get a buff. That buff will allow you to kill faster. The more you kill, the more you kill. So that sounds pretty cool. And then we don't really know anything about the Hardcore League just yet, the Beyond League. But Rampage League sounds like it's going to be a DPS league. It also sounds like it's going to be more of a thing that basically they're also making life more of less of a thing you have to spec for, which is also really cool. Like, you're not going to have to spec for as much life. So these next leagues are really going to probably push the limits for damage per second. So it should be really interesting to see how it looks. I mean, they are removing snapshotting, but it should be interesting to see what happens exactly. They're updating the passive tree. The passive tree is getting a huge facelift on the top and near the top right. But it also sounds like some of the other parts of the tree are also getting a facelift, like staff nodes, bow nodes, kind of a rumor. Daggers are getting shifted around a lot. It's going to be hard to say exactly where the dagger nodes are. Like we can't really tell from this, but what happened to all the dagger crit and whatnot. I mean, a lot of it's going to make a lot more sense once we can see everything. So I'm not going to like try to assume through everything, but I mean, you know, the cool thing is though, and the witch tree, you're not going to have to go through minion nodes just to go from one part to the other. So if you're going for health and stuff here, and you're like, crap, I want, you know, spell casting and stuff over here, you don't have to like start from the bottom and go up. You can just go from here to the side. So I thought that was pretty cool. And also it makes it really easy too because yeah, it just looks like the witch tree is a lot better. So I'm excited for that. I want to see how that turns out. Uh, the shadow tree, kind of the same thing with the mana health issue here. It looks like the shadow is going to get more mana regen maybe with this node here. Uh, it's also going to get probably about the same amount of life, maybe more. You might have to spec for more for the life, but you know, I like that they're separating it out and making it so you know, if you don't necessarily need the mana, you don't have to get it. But at the same time, if you want the mana, it's there. Kind of cool, kind of cool. It's something that the Shadow kind of needed, is some sort of mana regen. I feel like Shadow is lacking the most out of mana regen. So that's that part. They're revamping a lot of existing content. So Brutus fight is going to change. The Mevril fight's going to change. Those both look kind of interesting.